This is The Gorge. It's a podcast where my friend Sara and I gorge ourselves on what's been happening in the month of video games.
That, works. That's a good way to put it. Sure. The Gorge is brought to you by Audible. To get your free trial of audible.com and an audiobook of your choice, go to audibletrial.com/gorgecast for your first month of Audible free. That's audibletrial.com/gorgecast. Do we do the reminder for the other thing? We should do the reminder for the Patreon right now.
Yeah, do it. Do it right now.
Hey, also, we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/thegorge. If we hit $200 a month, we will do That's Hell You're Walking Into, a podcast where I explain to Fate all the ins and outs of the Nasuverse lore. Mostly just Fate, because I don't hate myself enough right now to get into Kara no Kyokai and Tsukime. But, I mean, anything is possible, frankly. Because the Kara no Kyokai event is happening in Grand Order right now, and I'm like, I could watch Kara no Kyokai. So, you know what? Who knows at this point? I'm a glutton for pain.
Is Melty Blood part of that universe, or is that a completely different thing?
Melty Blood has a bunch of characters from it, like Saber is in it, and I think Shiki is in it. I don't know if it's exclusively Nasuverse characters, because I don't know enough about Melty Blood, but I do know it has Nasuverse characters in it.
Okay.
I think it has... fuck. Why would I say this? Aruseid, the blonde bitch that is in Tsukime. Her. I don't know actually how to say her name. Aruseid. Aruceid. It's the chicken extra. You don't know what I'm talking about. You didn't get that far in extra.
Okay.
What am I saying that for? Never mind.
But someone in the audience knows.
Somebody got it. She's a fan service appearance in extra in one of the routes. So whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about. What am I saying that for?
I mean, there weren't enough bathrooms in the Fate content I participated in to just know for sure if Melty Blood was part of it.
Yeah, the only way you can truly know is if you find somebody playing it at a subway platform at 4 a.m. It's the only way, man. Anyways, yeah, that's patreon.com/thegorge, $200 a month, and then you can hear content like this once a month from me and Ben. Doesn't that sound exciting? I think it's exciting. Please.
I'm excited.
Please, I will beg. I'm not above begging, because I love Fate a lot. It's probably gonna get mentioned at least once in this podcast. Anyways, this is our roundup episode where we talk about what's been going on and what we've been playing. So yeah, Ben, you get to go first.
Okay. I've been kind of jumping around a lot. I started reading Spy X Family.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, bitch! You didn't tell me that.
Which is a really, really good manga about the world's greatest spy who needs to infiltrate a school for his next mission to speak to this really reclusive world leader. Mm-hmm. And in order to he only makes public appearances in school events.
Right.
So he needs to infiltrate the school, and by doing that, he needs to pose as a normal family by getting a wife and child, and have the child attend the school.
Right.
So he adopts a kid the kid turns out to be an Esper, and,
right.
And the wife turns out to be an assassin. And
sure.
The kid is the only one who knows that her parents are both a secret agent and a top assassin.
Right.
The parents don't know anything about the other members of the family.
Oh, good.
And it's just this really, really great, slice of life combined with, gangsta level, action.
Cool.
In this
awesome.
vaguely, Europe. It really does feel a lot like the city that Gangsta was set in, but, a little nicer.
Just slightly less grungy and horrible.
The good side of town it could be in.
Right. Okay.
But it's super adorable.
Okay.
Because the little girl, Esper, is using her psychic powers to cheat in all of her exams and stuff.
Oh my god. Okay. See, I've had other people recommend it to me, and it looks cute, and I'm just I'm only going to be in it if it is overtly actually some kind of romantic between the two parental leads. Then I'll actually care. Because if it's this will they won't they garbage for 800 chapters. I'm not doing that to myself, man.
It is.
If I get like one fucking hand-holding scene, then I'm good. You know, which one of you degenerates likes hand-holding? It's me.
Yeah, it is very like, I don't, because like the point is both of them are like intentionally posing as a couple. Like they're both like, yeah, we need to fake this so we can like maintain our status in society.
Right.
So it's not like they're kind of going back and forth about whether or not they actually like each other.
Right.
But the daughter is still like, it's more family than romance.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll still give it a shot, but I'm not gonna tolerate this whole like, are they? I'm too old and too tired for that. Just tell me let me see some hand holding every now and then. I'm not asking much. Yeah. Anything else?
Let's see. I also read the Death Note one shot that came out.
I did too.
That guy got a raw fucking deal.
Yeah, that guy got like, that's just bullshit.
That's
Come
bullshit.
on. He did perfectly fine.
He fucking was like the smartest guy in the world, and the king of the Shinigami had to be like, no, I need to cheat to kill this guy.
Yeah, that was just cheating at that point.
Yeah.
Like my man's played the game exactly correctly. Like never once cracked that fucking book even open and was just like, no, I'm gonna sell the Death Note.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And then he made a ton of money and made a bunch of other people rich too. And he's exclusively like broke millennials, not like none of the money went to any like rich boomers or anything. And it's like, yeah, cool. We love this plan.
I love the post that it's like the Virgin Kira and the Chad Akira.
Yeah, absolutely. My dude looks like a K-pop star and is a man of the people. We love him. Like, and Ryuk cheated.
I'm so mad that had to be like a one shot. I wanted like, you know, a year's
800 chapters.
Like
yeah, 800
chapters
chapters of that.
That would have been great, just watching this guy fucking get away with it.
He should have been allowed to get away with it. That's you know what? Fuck that. It's like, no, we should be allowed to get away with cheating these rich assholes out of all of their money. Come on. Like, shame.
I know. Dude played the game better than anyone else to like...
He did it perfectly.
Like, even Nello was like, fuck it.
Fuck it.
I can't catch this guy. I'm done.
I can't dispute that.
We had fucking... like 800 chapters of the original Death Note trying to catch Kira. This guy fucking steals from all the rich people, and Nello's like, I'm done.
Yeah,
he's too smart for me.
So that's horse shit.
Yeah,
my man, he should have been allowed to get away with it. So yeah, fuck that.
I'm continuing my trip down Hasbro's Robot Hell.
Oh no! I would like to get off of Mr. Hasbro's wild ride.
I started watching Transformers Prime, which is the early 2000s CG cartoon.
Oh,
the one that came.
You really are in deep, huh, buddy?
The one that came after Animated, which Animated was really the one that I kind of first watched fairly regularly. But then after that ended, they came out with Prime, and it's really good, actually.
Really? Okay.
It's I won't say it's darker, but it's definitely a little heavier than like you might be used to when you think of like Transformers shows.
Right.
It definitely does dive a bit more into like the effects of war and like the trauma that comes from that.
Yeah, okay.
You know, as portrayed through giant robots that turn into motorcycles and
sure,
ambulances and stuff.
Yeah, no, sure. This Mack truck has PTSD. It's fine.
But it's really good. The designs in this show are incredible. RC has
really?
one of the best designs I've ever seen ever.
Okay.
The only ones I don't really like, I'm warming up to Megatron's. I do not like Soundwave's design in this.
Well, okay.
He's very, like, all of the Decepticons in the series are very pointy, angular shapes compared to, like, kind of the more, like, heroic build Autobots, you know?
Sure.
Because kind of a carryover from Animated, the kind of theme they had was that Autobots are land vehicles and Decepticons are planes.
Okay.
And that kind of carries over into Prime as well.
Right.
But the problem with that was that, like, in animated, it was kind of used because the idea was that the Autobots are more maintenance and repair crew, and they're kind of like the underdogs, whereas, you know, the Decepticons are like aircraft carriers and wartime vehicles and stuff. Whereas in this one, like, they're both kind of like the same physical might. So instead you just get these really skinny looking Decepticons when they should be, like, very powerful and imposing.
Okay.
And, like, Soundwave, like, absolutely does not have, like, the cassette chest.
Oh.
And it just, yeah, he just doesn't...
You can't mess with perfection, come on.
I know, his G1, like, his Generation 1 design is, like, my favorite design for any Transformer, and I'm just like...
You can't, even I know Soundwave's design, like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's super good, it's super iconic, and instead he's just, like, this, like, really angular, tall, lean shape, and it works really well for, they really turn Starscream into, like, this Igor type, like, always hunched over, always, like, wringing his hands. He's got these
oh my God.
long, pointy fingers, and he's, like, always, someone pointed out he looks like Neil Patrick Harris in Jim Carrey in the original, Unfortunate Events movie.
Okay.
Like that kind of, like, wrinkly old man, like
pointy as hell. Okay.
Yeah, he looks amazing.
Okay, here's a question. This is totally like a non sequitur, but whatever, it's fine. So I watched the trailer for Transformers: War for Cybertron. That's coming to Netflix, right? Shit looks raw. There's a shot in that trailer. It's ostensibly set during the War for Cybertron because you know it's in the name. There's a shot in the trailer where Optimus Prime still turns into a Mack truck. Why? Like, I always wanted to know, like, if they're like aliens, and I always assumed it was like they took the form of shit on Earth to hide, but instead, no, he's just a Mack truck. So
originally, and this is kind of interesting because, the idea is, and this kind of is from the beginning, is that they have Cybertronian modes, which is his Prime's Cybertronian mode is a very large four-wheeled vehicle.
Okay.
And when he lands on Earth, he scans a semi-truck, and that overrides, and that's why you get the iconic thing where his chest is the windows, and they have the windshield wipers and all that.
Right.
And so, you know, the idea is that they have these, like, alien vehicle modes that look kind of vaguely like Earth vehicles, but still kind of more angular, and, you know, they don't have passenger seats or anything.
Okay.
So what's weird is I noticed that too, because Prime very much does, like, most of the alt modes we've seen in the short, or the CG trailer, do look a lot like Earth modes.
Right.
And in the toy line, they are all Earth modes.
Okay.
Except for Starscream, who has a very, very alien-looking plane mode.
Okay.
So the way they did it, I found this out for the War for Cybertron show, is that they actually 3D scanned the toys.
Oh, really?
And used those as the models.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So
interesting.
They're like 1-for-1.
This is like the most hardcore toy tie-in that it gets. This is as toyetic as it goes, basically.
Right.
Huh, that's still kind of neat.
It's really cool. So, but I'm wondering, like, how they're going to explain that away. Right. Because, like, it is like a running thing where, like, they have a Cybertronian mode and then they land on Earth and they scan Earth mode.
Right.
Except actually in a few episodes of Prime, they show, like, flashbacks and they're in their Earth modes because they didn't want to build a new 3D model for, like, a 2-second scene.
Maybe that's why they did it for Cybertron, too. They're like, fuck this. No, we're not putting this much effort into a Netflix show that's only got one season right now.
Yeah. But it is funny because, like, okay, so the current toy line is Siege, and that's what the show's called. Right. And they're like, this is part 1.
Yes.
Part 2 is called Earthrise, which kind of, like, ostensibly hints that they're going to go to Earth. So, like,
okay.
I am curious to see how they're going to, like, if they're even going to bother to, like, explain away the different alt mode thing.
Right. Who knows? All I know is I saw that trailer, and that shot in the trailer where Optimus Prime bursts in is exactly the same shot in Devil May Cry 5 where Dante busts in for the first time on Cavalier. Literally, that's the first thing my brain did was go, wait a second, I've seen this shot. And they even do the same tracking shot where he, like, spins around like he does a donut and, like, knocks shit away from him as he does the donut. And I was like, hold on just a second. I've seen this before. You can't trick me, Transformers. I've seen that trailer too many times.
And people are pointing out that, like, that's, like, ever since the 80s movie, that's his signature move, is run over Decepticons in his truck mode. So it's like, I saw a meme
beep,
that was like, Optimus, what do we do? The Decepticons are coming. It's the shot of him, like, bursting through the wall.
Okay.
But yeah, Prime's really good, and RC kills, like, 5 people in it.
Cool. Badass.
Like, you know how, like, it's a kid's cartoon, so they do the thing where, like,
Sure.
they wreck the car and the guys climb out of the car, right? You know?
Right. No.
There's a bit where RC, like, wire trips a truck into another truck, and those cars explode.
Yeah,
the people in them are dead.
Truck.
They're
dead.
And, like, it's a little different when, like, one of the Decepticons, like, throws a truck at a helicopter and kills people,
Sure.
but, like, RC's a hero anomaly. And
RC means business, all right?
And, like, yeah, they are terrorists, but still, like, all right,
fine.
you just are going to murder people. All right, cool.
Yeah, go for it. It's fine.
She's great. I wish her toy didn't cost, like, $60 because her design is amazing.
Oh, well. That's the thing I learned when I was on, you know, because for Christmas, you received a Rodimus Prime.
Yes, he's so cool.
From your dearest best friend in Alabama. And I was looking for a cool, you know, toy on Amazon. Them shits is expensive.
Once they're out of print, they hike in price. Like, I'm looking for, like, some, because I want to, like, add a few more to the ones on my desk at work.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, I want to find, like, a good looking, like, RC or a good looking Bumblebee. And I'm like, oh,
No.
the current line, the Cyberverse one, they look good, but they don't have, like, the detail that I want. So I have to go back a line, and they jump up to, like, $30 or $40.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
For a toy. And as we all know, I have a hard time spending, like, big money on figures. So, but, you know, I got lucky with the Rodimus Prime one.
Yeah.
It's just Hot Rod. That's his name. Yeah. I'll get it eventually. One day I'll read that comic. I swear to God. And then one day we'll just have like an 8-hour-long episode about Transformers instead of little micro episodes about Transformers in every roundup.
My dream is to get you into Transformers the way you're trying to get me into Fate.
See, in my defense, I'm not trying to get you into Fate. I am mostly just vomiting feelings about Fate at you, and if it sticks, then it sticks. That's my approach, is just being like, you need to just let me have this. And then if it's like, well, I guess I'll go watch it, then, you know, it worked out perfectly. So what I need you to do is I need you to go find me extremely Kino animation sequences, like what I showed you right before we got on this call.
Yeah.
Which is now going to make me watch Babylonia. Which I guess we'll talk about that in a second. Anyways.
So what else have I done? And then as far as games go, I've been playing Remind a lot. I did nearly all of that except for beat Yazora. He's very difficult. I cannot find a way to get in on him. Like
Bob, not Bob, the other one, KZ on Gigaboots said he found 2 different places where you can get in while he's doing one of his big spam attacks. So they exist.
They do, but I'm just like, I can't find them, and I don't know how. Like, if I do find them, I don't know how to utilize them.
Right.
I found a way to get in on everyone else, but he is just like above my skill level. What I want to do is, so Remind also came with, this cool thing where you know, Critical Mode came out like last year, and then but the Remind patch came out with these bonus modes that you can use. One is called, I think, Blank Code, which is the hard mode. I can't remember what the easy mode is called, where you can set certain bonuses or like debuffs throughout the game on top of the difficulty, where it's like, oh, you can disable items, or you can disable the cure spell, or you can have regenerating HP, or you can have like regenerating MP. And like, so you can pick which ones you want on top of playing like, you know, critical mode or, you know, beginner mode.
Yeah.
Including some that are basically heaven or hell mode, where everything including you only has 1 HP,
Yep.
including bosses.
Okay.
So, like, yeah, they're really turning Kingdom Hearts into just a character action game.
Well, yeah, of course. It's just, like I said, everything... I've said this 100 times on this podcast, and I will continue to say it, because I'm always right about it. Everything can be improved by the addition of making it more like Devil May Cry. Everything. It's
true. And so, like, that thing also carries over to Remind, and so what I'm thinking I might do is just kind of give myself a little edge, is just go through 3 again with, like, the cheats on, basically. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then see if I can beat Yozora that way. Because I feel like if I just have like a little bit more of a push, I can get through him.
Right. Okay.
But I'd have to sit down and actually beat Kingdom Hearts 3 again. And that's, even if I really want to do that, that's still a lot of time.
There's a lot of time and a lot of other things to play and watch and read and so.
Well, let's see what else I did. I did 2 more things. I played the Scramble demo.
Oh, yeah.
Which came out.
How was that? I meant to play it, and I forgot.
It's really good. They could have cut out the, 30 minutes of cutscene that predates the actual gameplay part.
Hey, it's literally, the first couple hours of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's literally, I had to mash through cutscenes for, basically, 40 minutes.
Right.
To actually get to the part where I could play the video game. They could have just given me the level.
Oh, it really is like a real Persona game. Look at that. That's amazing. All good Persona games, it's just no, you will sit through 800 hours of... We just settled on the number 800 this episode. It's fine. You will sit through dozens of hours of cutscenes before you're actually allowed to get to the fun fucking part of the game.
But it is a very cool Muso. They obviously every of these theme Musos have to have their gimmick. This one lets you hop around on lampposts and scaffolding,
right?
And do area effect attacks. What it does really cool is that you still have access to your spells, your Agi, your Bufu, and all that.
Yeah.
The way they work in this game is that you hold down one of the shoulder buttons to activate the menu, and the arena the battle freezes. And you can see a glowing field where the spell will go when you cast it.
Okay, that's cool.
You can kind of aim it, some of them are circular, some of them are square, and you can see what enemies you're going to hit with it, and it'll even mark if they're weak to it.
Okay.
And when you do get a weak knockdown, in the base game, you can do an all-out attack.
Right.
To deal more damage. But so it is really, really feels like a really solid Muso. There's a lot more of
roster.
I wish the roster would be bigger. I know it's going to be the core cast and then Sophie and then the new guy.
Yeah, the tall hat guy, big hat guy. Yeah, that's
Bloodborne
small. Man. Yeah, Bloodborne man. That's such a small cast for a Muso.
It is really small, but I feel like it's not going to be a traditional Muso where it's capture bases. Around this map, because there's a lot of platforming and navigation in it.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's gonna be just the intro level, or if it's gonna expand to more traditional fill the map with blue areas and get rid of all the red areas. But I guess we'll see when it comes out. But yeah, as far as it feels playing, it's really good, and it's amazing they could port just the map from P5 into the Switch.
Yeah, so it's almost kind of hey, where's our Persona 5 Switch port? It doesn't have to be the Royal. Apparently the Royal doesn't add that much, so who cares? Mm-hmm. Just put the Switch, the original P5, on the Switch. Oh well. Come on. It's just... At this point, it is a little ridiculous that we don't have ports for P3P, P4G, and the original P5.
It really is absurd. That's just wasted money on Atlus's part.
It is. You could make so much money just by porting the PS2 Personas,
Yeah, they don't even have to you don't have to do anything special with them. Just port the gold onto something that's not the Vita.
There's really, and I said this before, there really is P3 and P4 are such cash cows for Atlus. But there is no good way to play them unless you have a PSP or a Vita, or you still have your PS2 copies. You can't play them on... Well, that's not true. There was you could buy on the PSN for the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Persona 4, like, vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla.
Like,
this was, like, what, like, years after Golden came out?
Yeah, it was weird. It did expand my appreciation for vanilla, but boys, going without some of those, quality of life improvements is rough.
Yeah.
Like, I think, just to not go off on too much of a tangent, I think P4 is still a pretty good game without all the story content that the Golden added. But P4 is not a good video game without all of the quality of life improvements that the Golden added, because they are vital.
It's like, boy, actually, in retrospect, Shuffle Time kind of sucks in vanilla.
Shuffle Time kind of sucks. Shuffle Time has always sucked. And trying to figure out what persona you fused without something telling you is horrible. And I'm so glad that that's just carried forward into like all future personas, because misery without it. So, anyways,
and continuing on the Persona train, I got back into Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Oh yeah, basically just Fire Emblem, but also a Persona game. I
said on Twitter it's basically boneless P4, but boneless P4 is still more P4. So all right, that's fine.
That's fine.
I have one major complaint about it, and it really makes me appreciate good pacing and balance in games.
Okay.
So the P4 and TMS have this in common, where it's you go through the dungeon, and as you progress, you are given an abundance of healing items to heal your HP, but SP recovery is very limited, right?
Right.
Like, there's no items that you can use to recover your SP, you know, you can't buy them at shops or whatever. You can rarely get them in chests or, you know, drops, but that's about it. But the reason for that is in the balance of Persona is that it's, you make as much progress as you can in the dungeon. When you have hit your limit, you back off and you come back fresh the next day, right?
Right.
There is no day cycle in TMS. You just, you get to a dungeon and then you do the dungeon until the end.
Okay.
So it has that same limit of you can't recover your SP frequently to, you know, force you to evacuate if you need to.
Right.
And use a free instant recovery and try it again, and you're basically racing against the clock to make sure you don't miss the deadline, right?
Right, yeah, of course.
So they don't have that structure that is the reason why you can't just buy SP recovery in TMS. They just have it so you can't buy SP recovery.
Oh, that's bad.
It's really, like, it's a drain because, you know, I'm trying to, like, conserve it because I know the boss is coming eventually. And these are long dungeons, too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
And, like, so I'm trying to conserve when I can, but, again, the game is balanced around, you know, invoking weak status so that you can do your follow-up attacks and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So it's a very weird, like, balancing issue.
Right.
And it would have been resolved very quickly if I could just buy the item in addition to buying HP recovery stuff.
Right, yeah. Dang. Well, you know, it's hard to ape a system as good as Persona and try to also change it up without a misstep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It really makes me really appreciate the way the Persona games are structured, because, like, now that I see, like, what happens when you mess with that without, like, balancing it, you get this kind of situation.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's great, and it is fun to just play a Persona game again.
Sure, absolutely. We love Persona around here, obviously.
The other thing that I think is weird is that I wish the main character was silent, and I've never actually wished for a silent protagonist ever. Right. But this guy is so nothing
that he might as well just not have a personality.
So like, the gimmick of the game is, you know, of the story is that you're idols, right? Like, the whole thing is centered around idol culture and, you know, whatever. The female lead wants to be an idol, and, like, the best friend character is an extra in Sentai shows.
Okay.
Like, that's like his, you know, his gig. Like, he's a stuntman for those.
Yeah.
But Protagonist Man has, like, said several times that, like, he doesn't really want to be an idol. He's just kind of in this business because, like, he has the power of the he's linked with Crom and like his friends are doing it. But he himself really has no interest in being an idol.
Okay.
And he's just kind of going along with the ride.
Oh, no.
So, like,
that doesn't sound interesting at all.
And it's really much one of those things where it's like, this could be, like, and it's weird because, like, I don't know if maybe the game is leading to it, but, like, a lot of his, like, special abilities, like, his personal abilities are centered around him being the leader.
Right.
And it's like, why don't they give him, like, the manager position?
Yeah.
Like, if he doesn't want to be on stage or anything, then, like, make him the manager of the team.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, I don't know, maybe it'll go that way, because it's kind of like, you get, like, hints that it's going that direction. But, like, what I've seen so far is he's just, like, at rehearsal, and he's like, I mean, it's fun, but, like, I'm really here more for my friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It definitely sounds like boneless P4. Just hearing like the story content being about like, let's be an idol.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
If you filed off all of the edges of P4 and P5 and made it a bit more like pastel and like a bit cuddlier, then you get TMS.
Okay. Well, good to know.
Yeah. I'm still enjoying it. A character does just yell out shit sometimes in English, so that's fun.
Oh. Okay. It doesn't have a dub.
No, it doesn't have a dub, which is also a really weird thing.
Shocking. Okay.
It doesn't have a dub, and it usually is good at subtitling everything, but like not the battle quotes, which is annoying because you hear the battle quotes a lot.
Oh, it's that fake.
And I would really wish I could hear what they're saying.
Yeah, I would really like to know. Well.
But yeah, besides that, it's just P4, and that's fun.
That's fine. That's fine.
So that's it for me. What have you been up to?
To get the little small one out of the way, I went back to Stardew Valley. Play that game with mods. I've learned way more enjoyable playing Stardew Valley with like a handful of simple mods. I said on Twitter too, by the way, that when you're used to like playing a modded game and it's Fallout 4, you're just kind of used to your modding experience being hell on earth. Like a constant, what we've said before is like the equivalent, like the digital equivalent of trying to get an old car started.
Yeah.
Where you start the program and stop the program and wonder why this fucking thing isn't working, or why isn't there a door here? You know, just kind of hell on earth.
And then, and you're not really mad, but you're just like, all right, well, you know.
You're also like way too stubborn to just like give up. You know, like you should just give up and go play something that doesn't require 1,000 mods to be good. But at this point, like you've been at it for 2 hours and you're like, no, I'm not going anywhere until I get this game working.
I set out today to build a house and I am going to do it.
By God, I am going to build this house with these specifically recolored walls if it kills me. And then of course you do it and then you play for like 3 hours like, oh, it was fun. And then you don't go back to it for 6 months. That's Fallout 4. Anyways, Stardew Valley is not like that. Modding Stardew Valley takes like 20 minutes tops to get a few things installed. And then you just pull it all into a folder and then Smappy does the rest for you. And it's like, oh.
And then you're like, oh, this is how it could be.
This is how it could be. It could be this easy. It is so... And I guess it's just, of course, Stardew Valley is a... far more systemically uncomplicated game compared to Fallout 4. But still, it's like, oh man, I wish it was always this easy, because it truly is. And then, I got back into it, and God, I love Stardew Valley. It's kind of helping me scratch my Animal Crossing itch, because I'm not probably going to be able to play Animal Crossing on lunch unless I, like, miraculously can pull together the money for it, which, who knows, maybe. So instead, I'm just playing Stardew Valley to kind of scratch the same itch. It works. Handful of mods that just make your life easier, and you're good to go. I actually decided, sat down, I was like, I am gonna care about the villagers this time. Because normally when I play Stardew Valley, I do not give a fuck about those people. I'm like, this time I'll do it. You know what? I'm glad I did. It's like, okay. They're more interesting than they let on. At first, they're like, just kind of whatever. they're like SNES characters. You talk to them a little bit more. You're like, oh, okay, you're like a character. That's fun.
Turns out when you get to know them, they become people.
They become people, just like in real life. Shocking, I know. But no, there's like I will say, though, this game does not encourage me to want to be friends with them, because there is a spring festival where there's, like, dancing and stuff, and you can pick a partner. And I literally went to everybody in that fucking town, was like, will you dance with me? And all of them were like, no. And several of them were like, ew. And I was just like... Excuse the fuck out of me. I'm not interested in being your friend then. Never mind. I changed my mind. But then I was like, no, if I was it truly is like living the life I've always wanted, the world I've always dreamed of, where I can just be like a weird hermit who like farms things and has like a dog and, never really talks to anybody except to go into town and buy more supplies, which is how I play Stardew Valley. And I thought about it, and I was like, actually, no. If that was me, and somebody like the weird hermit from the woods came into town, I probably wouldn't want to talk to them either. So I wouldn't want to dance with me either, frankly. So I was like, you know what? That tracks. I forgive you, Stardew Valley villagers. But
it's like, aren't you the weird hermit that lives in that abandoned shack?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over here, actually.
I gotta go over here now. And it's even like, actually no, I don't think I asked Linus. I don't think Linus, there's like a homeless guy who like lives in a tent who is like also living the life I've always dreamed of. And I'm always really friendly to Linus because he is a kindred spirit in Stardew Valley. He understands me. More so than anybody, except for like maybe Shane. Who is an angry alcoholic who's tired of working at his like dead-end job at like the Quickie Mart. So like, relatable. So like I'm always nice to Linus, but I don't think I asked him to dance with me because I don't think he's an option because he is like a weird homeless guy. So yeah. Anyways, Stardew Valley is fun. You shouldn't play it because you will lose all of your time to it. But I like it. I always like playing Stardew Valley. I'm really bad about playing new games. I usually just kind of end up falling. That's why I'm always glad we have this fucking podcast, because otherwise I just fall into like the habit of playing the same 6 games over and over again. Right. But also the other thing I did this past, like the big like notable thing I did other than games I played for the podcast is I mentioned it last month too, but like, I got back into Fate Grand Order and there were the problem is that there were 2 events back to back in Grand Order, and both require a degree of grinding. And so, like, I was always like, I could play another video game, but I really need to do some more grinding in this event in Grand Order.
But there are gems I need to get.
Literally, though. I mean, like, that's the joke, but I actually do need, like, about 17 more saber gems so I can level some people's skills and stuff. So, like, you joke, but that actually is the situation in my life right now.
I used to play gacha games. I know how it is.
You know how it be. There's a lot of it. They did the Valentine's Day event, and then they did the Kara no Kyokai event, which is actually really good, especially because they play the music from Kara no Kyokai while you're doing it.
Oh, neat.
And the music is by, like, the person who did Fate Zero and Madoka. Ooh. So, Yuki Kajiura? I can't remember. Anyways, the lady who did all the music for Madoka and Fate Zero does all the music for K&K. And so it's extremely good. I'm just like, it's just
really good music.
Yeah, it's super good. It all sounds a lot like Fate Zero music. If you've heard one track by that artist, you've heard them all, kind of like Hiroyuki Sawano, the guy who does the music for like Recreators and Kill la Kill.
That's like that also to connect Fate back to Kingdom Hearts because they're the same thing. That's like when someone posted a track from I think it was Bowser's Inside Story, the final boss, and everyone's like, that's just a Kingdom Hearts track.
That's just a Kingdom Hearts track, man. Yeah.
Like, that's not even, like, Yoko Shimomura's normal, like, bouncy cartoon stuff. That's just Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. You hear it, and you're like, this is a Fate Zero track or a Madoka song. It all kind of has a similar sound, which is fine. I mean, it all sounds good, so it's okay.
God, Madoka's music is so fucking good.
Madoka's music is so fucking good. Oh my god. Oh god, I need to watch Magia. There's such a list of... The problem is that there's a lot of stuff I need to watch. I keep getting distracted by stuff I've already done before, which is like a running theme in my life. But like Aizuken is running Magia Record, which is the anime based off of the Madoka gacha game, which is not out in America. Otherwise, I would be in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good thing, actually.
It's a really good thing that Magia Record is not out in the United States. But I heard the anime is actually really good, which just shocks me, frankly. So I need to watch that. There's a bunch of other like anime that I really need to watch, including Babylonia, which is the anime for Fate Grand Order, which I'm going to do soon because I saw some raw shit and I showed it to Ben
some real
before we
keto
got
shit
started.
Going on.
There's some real keto raw swag goat shit going on in fucking Babylonia now. And
as I put it, some real Gurren Lagann shit going on.
Yeah, hardcore Gurren. Between that and El Mole Case Files, which is basically just like, what if there was a Fate anime that was also like a mystery story? And I'm like, fuck.
That does sound good.
I guess I'm back in a really hardcore way, so it's fine. Might as well just put on my waders and just walk right, head first into the burbling miasma that is that fandom. Welcome back to hell.
It's not that's hell you're walking into. You're walking into the Grail at this point.
I am walking into the black miasma that burned Fuyuki to the ground. And I'm just like, yeah, take me now. Let's do this. I'll end up corrupted just like Berserker.
Sara Alter.
Sara Alter is just my regular self, but even grouchier. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, never mind. Terrible idea. But other than that, bunch of stuff I need to do, and I haven't. But as like a small thing, cool YouTube videos to recommend right now. Number one is that John Boyce and Kofi Yaboa came back with a new Fumble Dimension. The Fumble Dimension kicks ass. It's basically like the sequel to Chart Party and Pretty Good and all those other really good John Boyce SB Nation things. And this one's about the worst golf course ever made in a customizable golf course game, and it's just hell on earth, and it owns. You should totally watch it.
I might watch that when we're done.
You need to watch all Fumble Dimensions because all Fumble Dimensions are good. And then you need to go watch the Chart Party episodes about the Bobs in sports because those are also extremely good. And then what else? Jacob Geller put out a new video called The Soul of a Library, and it's just about like the immensity of human knowledge. It's extremely good. And there was one other, and I lost it in my list. I have so many videos that I watch and follow. This is not a video, but it is a podcast recommendation. You have to watch it on YouTube because it's a podcast with slides. It's called Well, There's Your Problem, and it's a podcast about engineering disasters. Run by a bunch of grouchy socialists. So like they're our friends. They're cool guys. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's really funny. You absolutely need to listen to it. The early episodes are, as all podcasts are, kind of rough, but like the new ones are great because it truly is just about like how the laziness of capital and how like dumbass people trying to both do something impossible and save money at the same time usually results in like the horrible deaths of many people. But like the engineering disaster part of it itself is just fascinating. Like a shopping mall thing that collapsed in South Korea, and it was literally like, hey, this building is built to have like a bunch of like support columns on the inside of it because it's such a large building. And then they're like, no, we need to make more room for shops. So they just took the support columns out of the blueprints and then they built the building.
Oh, that's not surprising. I wonder why it fell over.
It completely like imploded. You see the pictures of it. And it's like two slabs of wall, and then the inside is just like. It's like, oh no.
How could this have happened?
Yeah. So big recommend for that. And there's probably other stuff, but I can't remember it right now. So yeah, I'm done.
All right. So things that happened outside of us, actually.
Do you mean there's like new things happening? Perhaps
something
called the news?
There's so much news this month.
Yay!
There's a lot. There's some good, there's some bad, there's some bad that makes me laugh.
Schadenfreude.
So let's get off right with the big one first. E3 2020 will be, quote, a new and revitalized experience, end quote,
no.
filled with celebrities and insiders.
Oh no, it's gonna be bad.
This is very bad.
It's gonna be bad.
Sony's not showing up again.
No.
Nintendo obviously isn't gonna be there.
No.
Who else dropped out?
Xbox is still gonna be there.
Xbox will still be there.
Bethesda is still going to be there. Devolver Digital said they're still going to be there.
Yeah.
I think EA dropped out. Did EA drop out?
No, I know. I think EA's still there, but one of the hosts, I can't remember who it was now that dropped out.
Oh, Jeff Keighley isn't going to be doing anything anymore.
Yeah, Jeff Keighley's leaving.
Jeff Keighley still needs to hide his face in shame after those Game Awards. So frankly, he's doing us a favor.
But
yeah,
this is really sad for me.
I know.
For us, because I loved E3.
I am really hoping that maybe it will bounce back. Because E3, no matter how much E3 technically sucks, the act of getting together with people and like freaking out over stupid press conferences and stuff is extremely fun.
I'm thinking about last year's.
Oh my god, yes.
And I'm thinking like, I don't think I can do an E3 if it's all the conferences that just made me actually angry and none of the good ones that made me happy.
Well, yeah, here's the problem. Square Enix is still doing E3, but after Square Enix blows their load with FF7, they're not going to have shit for dick at E3,
they're gonna
okay?
They're going to
show Avengers.
They're going to show Avengers and like, are they even still working on their Platinum game?
I don't know, because Babylon's Fall did just have a semi-recent new trailer.
And it looks bad.
It looks bad.
So they're not going to have anything to show.
Oh, God, I really hope they show up with, like, who knows? Maybe they'll be like, hey, we're already working on FF7 Part 2. Here is the new trailer, because they're going to need something.
Maybe we'll get lucky and, like, because, like, it was actually, like, before 3 came out, like Kingdom Hearts games were like a year and a half apart.
Right.
We might get like the next like interquel game between 3 and 4.
Well, they did say they are. I read that they put together a new studio, like in a new internal studio that is for handling more Kingdom Hearts. I
didn't put it on the news, but yeah, they did just put out Dark Road, or they announced what Dark Road was. It's an expansion of the mobile game. But they use like a card-based system instead of the badge system they have. But yeah, like I'm just like when I saw that news, my mind immediately flashed back to when we watched like Ubisoft, and I got actually angry at the things that were on, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this if it's just like EA and Ubisoft.
If it's only the bad companies, what am I gonna do?
I had the best thought when I saw this driving home, like thinking about it that day, where it's just the scene of like Todd Howard walking out and onto an empty stage, and he's like, "Hello, hello,
anyone there?
Why? I'm the only press conference left." Why? And then he bends over and Starfield gets canceled and he's like, but no! There was time now! It's not fair! It's not fair!
What could Bethesda even have?
It'll probably be Starfield and Skyrim and Elder Scrolls 6.
No, it'll be Skyrim. Fuck you.
If they're smart.
There's gonna be Skyrim.
If they're smart, it'll be the Tokyo game.
That game's getting canceled.
That game's gonna get canceled. They might, like, if they're smart, they'll just get Ikumi Nakamura back and be like, no, come back, please fix it.
They're not gonna do that.
And then they'll show that, or they'll show Starfield finally, or they'll show Elder Scrolls finally. That's if they're smart. If they're dumb, we'll get, like, Doom DLC, and, like...
More desperate shilling for 76.
Yeah, more 76, and, like, mobile shit that no one gives a shit about. I fucking feel reminded me about the goddamn, mobile game they put out.
That fucking Blades thing?
No, not Blades, the, fuck.
There's another one?
No, the little handheld, like, side-scroller one they put out. I can't remember the name of the game now. Shit.
Oh, fucking Commander Keen.
Commander Keen, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Commander Keen iPhone game that I don't think even came out anymore.
Because everybody on the internet saw it and got so collectively mad that it was just erased from existence.
Phil had to fucking remind me that the Commander Keen mobile game even existed, and I was like, no, I forgot.
Oh, I had finally blocked it out.
I was living in a world where Commander Keen mobile game didn't exist.
Oh, we live in hell where that is not the case.
I'm like angry that, like, it's not, well, not angry. I'm saddened that as, like, the culture of announcing games shifts to more, you know, direct releases and direct communication between companies and the fans.
Yeah. It
means that there is less of an emphasis on waiting for these big events to happen.
Yeah, but these big events I really hope they come back because, like, they're just fun, damn it.
They are, and it's cool, and I mean, like, you know, I guess, like, the way you get around is, like, if EA itself dies, I can still see, like, Nintendo and Sony doing their direct equivalents, like, on the same weekend.
Yeah.
And, like, well, you know, we'll just put out our big announcements around this month because that's when people are used to tuning in. But it's not the same.
It's not the same. The buzz and vibe of just, like, everybody getting together to watch a bunch of, like, press conferences and talk shit and have Twitter blow up, you know, for, like, a solid week. It's just, like, it's just fun, man. You know, and even this podcast, we've done, like, 4 of these now, and they're, like, some of the most fun we have is just, like, getting on Discord chat and being, like, and watching Microsoft announce everyone else's games. And, like, either getting really, really hyped for, like, some crazy announcement that no one expected. Or getting just furious at Ubisoft.
Just
getting so mad at Ubisoft that we almost, like, turn off the stream. Yeah. It's great.
I always just think back of when that part where you were like, Ben, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I was in the bathroom. I just didn't say anything because nothing's happening.
It's amazing. Just spending all of the Ubisoft conference going,
falling down the Tom Clancy hole.
Taking psychic damage for 2 hours one night.
That bit where we were watching that game where we're like, oh, is this like a cool, like, Venom video game? And it's Tom Clancy Splinter Cell.
Oh god, I never was so mad in my life.
It's
like they almost did a cool thing and then they cowered it out of the cool thing. And then at least there was, like, a dog. Mm-hmm. That was the only good part of that whole thing, was like, there's a dog on stage, you guys.
Like, John Bernthal is showing up. Oh, are they making, like, a Punisher game? That would be cool. No, he's just in the game.
But at least John Bernthal brought his cool dog.
Yeah.
See, that's the beauty of E3, is that it's, like, you can really just start to see, like, all the, you know, everybody's fucking diseased brains latch onto things that suck and are stupid but are fun. So, you know, it's fine. Hopefully, maybe next year, like, E3 won't suck. Maybe it's just that Sony's sitting this one out because, like, they wanna control the PS5 launch information.
Yeah, so maybe they'll actually come back to E3 next year.
Who knows? Anyways,
speaking of disasters.
Whee!
Google responds to Stadia complaints, says it's up to the publishers to announce games. Google? No, it's not. That's your job.
You stupid bitches. I did not expect it to be dead this quickly.
You need to announce games. That's how everyone else does it. It's your job.
It's your job. It actually is your job to announce games for your platform because it's your platform.
It's yours.
It's your fucking platform.
Google, we got you the dog. You said you would feed the dog.
Now the
it's
dog
your
is
responsibility.
Dead. That dog is already dead, y'all. Like, I am actually surprised. I really did think Stadia would last longer. Like, I thought Google would give even an iota more of a fuck than they have.
I was saying last night to my friends, like, Google Stadia will not last winter 2020.
Oh, no. They're gonna shut this bitch down and fall.
It's gonna be gone. Like, it'll be dead. And then everyone who bought games will not get their games back because it's a streaming service and it's bullshit.
And I won't feel bad for you because don't buy a fucking streaming service like console. What is wrong with you?
So my friend Lindsay didn't really know what the Stadia was.
Right.
She just kind of heard about it. So I told her, like, oh yeah, it's like a streaming service, but like you don't own the games. You just buy them at full price on top of the monthly streaming service. And she's like, what?
Why would I do that? Yeah. You have a dog's brain. No, that's rude to my dogs. You have a bowling ball for a brain, exactly as smooth and exactly as heavy. If you thought the Stadia was a good idea, I hate to tell you this. Like, there is nothing going on between your ears if you bought Stadia.
It's just air between there.
It's the wind blows hard enough and your head whistles. So, congratulations. But I am very shocked that this thing is already basically dead. Like, I have not heard any new, like, announcements or games or anything for it, so.
Like, the only game announcements they, I think, released for the month are, like, 3 of them out of, like, 5 are, like, remasters of old games. Like, there's nothing new coming out.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
Amazing. So.
Speaking of remasters, you know what is gonna fucking come out, and it's gonna come out super hard?
Oh, no.
The Wonderful 101 Remastered Kickstarter was launched and was overfunded in less than 24 hours.
Oh, man. Boy, I was like, oh, the Wonderful 101 thing. And I clicked the link, and it was already, like, 50% funded when I clicked it. And I was like, oh, they got this.
You know what? 24 hours is a rough estimate. That thing was funded in an hour.
Oh, yeah. No, they hit $1 million in 24 hours.
It's, okay, so I have it pulled up right here. The original pledge was, equivalent of yen conversion is $48,672.
Right.
They were asked for. It's sitting at $1,704,966.
They're gonna hit $2 million before the time period is up.
26,855 backers with 10 days to go.
They really could hit $2 million before, like, in the last 2 days. That is incredible.
The amazing thing is that they said this is going to come out in April, which means this game is done. They were done.
Yeah.
And they were like, we need just a little bit more.
They needed, like, some kind of, like, publishing fees, or, like, this was just kind of an interest, you know, like, maybe some kind of advertisement. Maybe it was just, like, kind of like a pre-sale. They're like, we're going to pre-sell this game, and if you buy it on Kickstarter, you get some cool stuff, you know? Like, they basically just did, like, this was, you know, because sometimes companies do, like, they show that consumers are interested in a thing by launching a Kickstarter for it, and then that, after the Kickstarter is successful, they also get external funding from, like, investors and stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
This feels like it was that.
Oh, totally. This was we already have, like, a publisher. We just want to make sure people will actually buy it, and they will.
Oh yeah. Surprise!
Turns out people actually really want to play Wonderful 101 on a system that isn't the Wii U.
A system that's actually good.
They're putting it out on everything except the Xbox, and I wonder if Platinum is still mad about Scalebound.
I think Platinum is still mad about Scalebound, y'all. Platinum is real. Kamiya is real sore about Scalebound.
So I didn't put this on the docket, but this is also, I think, part of the Platinum 4 announcement.
When is the next one getting announced?
I don't know. Let me look it up right now, but Platinum is also, like, the gist is that Platinum is announcing 4 big projects.
Drakengard 4. It's not that it's 4 big projects, it's that they're making Drakengard 4. I want to believe. I need to believe.
So let me see here. They have a site for it. Yeah, the first one was a Wonderful 101 Kickstarter. The second one, they just say coming soon. 2 through 4 coming soon. I think a safe bet is one of them is Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
People are also kind of like clamoring about Revengeance 2.
No, that's never gonna happen. Sequel fucking never. I promise you.
I think Bayonetta 3 is a really safe bet for one of them. I think one of them will be a new IP, like a brand new IP.
Yeah,
and
they've already really properly announced Babylon's Fall, so it's not that.
I think there is a chance one of them is we found a new publisher for Scalebound.
Nier
Automata 2 would be pretty good, or a Nier remaster,
or Drakengard 4. I'll take it. I want it to go. Let's go as fucking bonkers as possible. Absolutely do Drakengard 4.
How about a Drakengard 3 that runs at 60 instead of 30?
Oh, you're cute. That's not happening.
What if you remastered Drakengard 3 and made it a good game instead of a bad game?
Instead of like an incoherent mess that people still love.
The gall of Platinum to be like, yeah, our character action game runs at 30.
25 in some places. Oh, it's bad. Oh, that game is a broken piece of shit. I don't actually think Platinum made Drakengard 3, though. Did they?
I'm pretty sure they... I'll look it up.
No, hold on. We're not going anywhere until we know this one. I don't think they did.
Square?
No, it was developed by something called Access Games.
Oh, Access. Okay, yeah, Access, yeah.
No, not Access.
Access, okay.
Access, like ACCESS.
Okay. Oh, published by Square Enix. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew they had a hand in it. But yeah, Platinum remasters Drakengard 3 and makes it good instead of bad. Oh god,
that would be awesome. What else did this company make? Wait, this company made DMC.
Well,
ported it to Special Edition. What?
Wait, they did the port for Special Edition?
They were involved with DMC4 Special Edition in some capacity. Okay, sure.
Interesting.
Anyways.
But also, like, as far as predictions go...
Yes.
Just like I did for DMC3, I'm gonna say that, like, wild card, insane pitch out of nowhere. God Hand 2.
Oh, you fucking wish.
God Hand, or...
You fucking wish,
or Beautiful Joe, or, hey, you know what? Kami 2.
No, no.
Any of their Clover things, like, because you know what? It's Platinum 4.
And it's a reference also to the Capcom 5.
Yeah, and 4-leaf Clover. Wonderful 101 is based heavily on Beautiful Joe, so maybe we could get God Hand 2.
Probably not.
Probably not, but...
Probably not.
But
as
maybe.
Much as I would love that. This is not going to happen.
But maybe, just maybe.
One is definitely probably going to be Bayo 3. Definitely, probably, she says. And then, I don't know what the other two could be. My totally batshit one is definitely something Nier related. I only say this because the image for the Platinum 4 looks like the Nier Automata style, like, color palette and menu and font choices. It's literally, that's the only thing motivating me to think it's that. But I want to believe it's been long enough. Automata came out in 2017. And, you know, they can announce it now and be like, it's coming out in, like, March of 2021.
Yeah.
And that'd be perfect. You know? They're clear. They have to be working on something Nier related that isn't the goddamn Final Fantasy XIV raid, which definitely makes me insane every time I think about it. But they have to be. I mean, like, Automata was such a big hit out of fucking nowhere that they have to be working on something else related to Nier, right? Or Drakengard, please.
I really, really hope.
Please.
I hope.
I'm dying.
I feel like they literally can't miss with any of these announcements. Like, it's gonna be something exciting no matter what, but I'm just like...
It's gonna be a new Transformers game.
I'll take Devastation 2.
I know you would.
Holy shit, I'm so mad that Devastation 2 is taken off the eShop because I can't play it anymore.
Oh.
I want to play it. It looked really good. It looked really kino.
I want to keep being a Transformers mark. Let me give you all my money, Hasbro. I understand.
Eventually I'm going to get back to War for Cybertron and then play Fall of Cybertron, because apparently Fall of Cybertron is, like, way, way better.
Oh, really?
Than War, and, like, I like War, I'm liking War, but as someone pointed out, it's just Gears of War, but with Transformers, which is a market improvement over Gears of War, because you can turn into a car.
Like, yeah, because, like, boy, a lot of games back in the day, like, in that kind of time frame, were all just like, what if we just made it Gears of War?
Remember that Harry Potter game that was Gears of War?
Oh, God, I tried to forget.
That was the fucking funniest thing in the world when I saw a trailer for a Harry Potter game that was a cover-based third-person shooter.
We live in hell. Ugh. That's always what happens. But, okay, what's next?
Well, speaking of hell, Fallout 76 Wastelanders update and Steam version launch April 6th.
Oh, you finally had to give up.
Yup.
Although, maybe this means it'll go free to play, and then we can finally play 76.
Well, so this is adding human NPCs, finally.
Okay.
Not ones that you have to hack into the game like we talked about on that episode. New creatures and gear, choices and reputation, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're just turning it into more of a Fallout game.
Right.
And I bet you're wondering, well, this is an update to Fallout, so how is it going to fuck up, right? Because that's the tradition, right?
Course. Absolutely.
Well, here's how it works. As for this quote, as for the Steam version of Fallout 76, if you already own the game on Bethesda.net, you will not be able to transfer your Atoms or Fallout First membership between versions, and any Atoms you earn are specific to each platform.
What?
I know.
You're fucking me right. No!
I know.
It can't be that. They can't be that stupid.
I have to assume it's an issue. Like, they can't be that stupid to just say, no, we're not allowing you. It has to be because your Bethesda.net account can't communicate with your Steam account or something like that, right? But
that's not true, because I play Fallout 4 from Steam and log into Bethesda.net to, like, look at the Creation Club and stuff. They can talk to each other.
Then they're just trying to sucker people.
Oh my!
They're trying to get people to forget to pay their Bethesda version when they switch over to Steam.
But, oh my god. Can you import your character?
I think you can carry... Okay, so let me read this for sure. Any items purchased through the Atomic Shop will be shared across all versions. So anything you buy with atoms can get carried over, but you can't...
that is slightly less egregious. But the Fallout First thing not transferring is bad.
Yeah, the Fallout First thing is ridiculous.
That's absurd. I mean, Fallout First sucks anyways, but, like, that's absurd.
Yeah, so that's how they fuck up this one. And of course, when the update comes out, I'm sure something will collapse and the entire world map will just vanish for some reason.
That would be cool. Then we would finally be free of this game. Either, delete it entirely or make it free to play so I can actually play this fucking video game. You know? Mm-hmm. Anyways.
So here's one that made me laugh.
Okay.
Lawbreakers failed because it was too, quote, woke, unquote, says Cliff Bleszinski.
Oh, no. You put this in here to hurt me, didn't you?
I put it in here because I love to make fun of Cliffy B. It was too woke.
It was too woke.
Hey, Cliff.
What does that even mean?
Hey, Clifford. The reason Lawbreakers failed is twofold. One, Overwatch already exists. And two, no one likes you.
No one likes you, Cliffy B. What does that even mean, Cliffy B?
Okay, so here's his quote. Instead of the story being this game looks neat, it became this is the game with the woke bro trying to push his hacky politics on us with gender-neutral bathrooms. Instead of these characters seem fun, it was this is a studio with the CEO who refuses to make his female character sexier. Instead of who am I going to choose, it became white dude shoehorns diversity in his game and then smells his own smug farts in interviews instead of just letting the product speak for itself.
But Cliffy B, you're right, though. That is exactly what it is that you are basically doing, like... This is the equivalent, not to, like, get too much into, like, what's going on in American politics right now, but yeah, let's get into what's going on in American politics right now. This is, like, every asshole who says, like, well, Elizabeth Warren is a woman, and that's why you won't vote for her. It's like, no, Elizabeth Warren's policies suck dick, you know? Like, she plays at this whole being is left as, like, Bernard, but she's not. You know, she's literally just wearing the skin of it. Quite literally, by the way, wearing red skin. For, like, 40 years, y'all. And it's the same idea of just being like, well, it's just too woke for you. It's called like woke washing these days, which is so much sense. It's basically you're hiding all of the badness under a veneer of like trying to look progressive, but there's no genuine progressive anything actually going on in your like game or your politics. Oh,
you mean like in Blizzard's Overwatch? Hey, there's a conspiracy. There's like an issue going on with Blizzard. Soldier 76 is gay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's what it is.
And that's funny because that's a thing that actually happens. But guess what? That's not what happened to lawbreakers.
That's not what happened to lawbreakers at all. Because it's like that's the thing too. Is that like if that was the case, then it would have like worked. Like it has nothing to do with like how quote unquote woke you are, because like people still play. I mean, Overwatch's fan base is falling, but that's just because Blizzard is terrible, and everybody's getting sick of them finally.
But yeah, in this case, it's just because no one likes Cliff Bleszinski.
It's because nobody likes Cliff Bleszinski, and because Lawbreakers wasn't a good video game by all accounts. It was broken as fuck. Like, ironically, it had no identity of its own. It was just another squad-based shooter or hero shooter in a field where Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch already existed, and Fortnite already existed, and its gimmick was not well conveyed in its trailers, and so no one cared. Yeah, and all of the trailers were about how, like, cool... Like, if you have to say in your trailers that this is gonna be, like, the best new hero shooter, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's...
Like, if you have to announce it in, like, a trailer, no, you're wrong. It's not.
He came in too late to get a slice of the current fad pie, and he got mad, and he tried to find an excuse that works for actually every other game in this genre except for his.
It's just... You just think you can't hide your bad video game and say, like, I'm just too woke. No, shut up. That's not how this works. You don't get to say things like that and pretend that, like, Liz Warren says she won't appoint anybody to her Department of Education without, them being interviewed by a trans kid. I guarantee you that will never fucking happen, by the way. Mm-hmm. She has no intention, because, like this idea of, like, you want to talk about, this is all aesthetics. This is not anything to do with, like, making people's lives more materially. We're just talking about politics now. Whatever. Hold on to your butt.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with making people's lives materially better. It's literally just wrapping yourself in, like, a rainbow-colored flag and saying, hey, I'm one of you, even though I was a Republican for 40 years at the height of the AIDS crisis. Like, no, you will never, ever be one of us.
It's the exact same shit, and bringing it back to media, it's the Disney woke thing. It's when Disney is like,
yes,
our first lesbian character is going to be a one-eyed troll cop in our new Pixar movie.
You're gonna make the first, you're gonna have, our first LGBT character in a kid's cartoon is a cop? There's a reason No Cops at Pride is a thing, y'all. It almost feels intentional. At this point, it is just no, you take the scrap, beg for scraps or starve,
Right, yeah.
You take what we give you and you like it. And, some people do fall for this shit. And it just boggles my mind, where it's no, you are being manipulated. This is rainbow washing. This is this is pretending to be more woke than you actually are for what is basically brownie points, while in reality you do nothing to, like, encourage... Like, I doubt lawbreakers had anything to do with, like, you know, any kind of genuine anti-harassment policies for people who actually play their video games.
Yeah.
And, like, if Lawbreakers had been a fucking hit, but it had been a fucking hit with, like, the kind of dude bro types who had played Gears of War back in the day, because Cliffy B had a hand in making Gears of War. Like, if it had been popular with those guys that love to call us slurs and stuff, like, you know, over voice chat, and had been a hit, he would not be saying any of this.
Of course not.
No.
He just found an excuse that might work and get people talking about Lawbreakers again.
That's it. Like saying, like, oh, Lawbreakers was too woke. No, it wasn't. Shut up. You're wasting my time. Whatever. Fuck Cliff. Wasn't so fucking... Ugh.
Was Cliff the one who was like...
He's the one who got bodied by Patrick Boyven.
Not that one, but was it Cliff? Because I can never tell, like, Cliff and Randy Pitchford occupied the exact same space in my brain.
I can't tell them apart. No.
Was it Cliffy B who was like, I paid all of my employees a severance when my company shut down?
That was Cliffy B.
It was,
and he's bullshit.
Like, bullshit. They're like, no, you didn't. And he's like, well, I imagined I did the right thing.
He said I paid like a year's worth of severance, and they were like, you paid us like a month, dude. And he's like, well, I tried to do the right thing. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You clearly didn't try hard enough, and then you lied about it. Like, I don't know, saying you're a Native American when you're not, saying you got fired for being pregnant when you weren't. I don't know. It's that same degree. Oh, I hate that bit.
I do just always think about when Cliffy B got absolutely fucking bodied by Patrick Boivin, and they're like, that's like
you delete your Twitter after that.
That's like a Greek god coming down from Mount Olympus and getting bodied by Shrek.
Patrick took that L. He was basically just like Diogenes in the pot, just flinging his shit at people, you know?
See, that's the best thing. The best thing about, like, actually getting into beef with Patrick Boivin is that you can literally say nothing that won't empower him.
God.
The man regularly streams with his disaster of a girlfriend who has like 1 million diseases ravaging her body every second, with a skeleton in the background and his cat interrupting every stream, and he has like 10,000 subscribers.
It's like you cannot if Pat hasn't felt shame yet, he never will.
Pat and Paige will proudly bumble through the simplest of games and spout the most inane bullshit and earn so much money from doing it that he's effectively invincible.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
So one of the things they talked about how like back when Super Best Friends was a thing was like they talked about how like there should be a stand that makes the protagonist shit their pants, and the only way they could be defeated is by the sidekick, because the sidekick is a goofy character that wouldn't be embarrassed by shitting their pants, and that's Pat.
That's Pat. That is Pat, 100%. And it's just like, when Pat humiliates you that hard on social media for that many people to see, I will applaud Cliffy B for not like immediately deleting his Twitter, because I would not only delete my Twitter, I would like burn my computer and actually would move to the woods.
Like, how do you come back when you're like, oh, look at this short, bald, fat guy making fun of me, and the guy goes, yes.
Yes, I am making fun of you.
How do you fight back from that?
You don't. God. If only we had been so fortunate to be free of Cliffy B. But no, we never will be, because like these evil assholes who love to talk about how fucking like progressive they are will never die. We will never be free of them.
But you know,
am I still talking about Cliffy B? Who knows?
Yeah, you know what? Joke's on us, though. We're talking about Cliffy B on this podcast. So you know what? He got us.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm also talking about how much I hate Liz Warren.
Yeah, but that's like, she's never going to hear this one. Cliffy B might actually listen to our podcast.
Yeah, but there are some psychotic Warren fans out there who might hear this one and, like, you know, jump all over it. Which, I mean, like, fine. Fucking bring it on. I have found the cathartic fire that is just being mad on Twitter sometimes.
You know what? Here's a little peek behind the curtain, Sarah.
Yeah?
I've had friends who listen to this podcast.
Oh, really?
And they go, boy, Sarah likes to pick a lot of fights, doesn't she?
Yeah! Hell yeah, I do! It's my favorite thing! You ever tell him about that time I called Randy Pitchford a motherfucker to his face on Twitter? Because it did. I'd put that tweet on a shirt if I could. Actually, I do have the means to put that tweet on a shirt now that I think about it. I should.
Or just get one that says, I called Randy Pitchford a motherfucker on Twitter. That'll be our first official Gorge merchandise. Send
it to his house. Be like, hey, will you sign this for me? Oh, God. Okay, that's incredible. I did not know people were... Why didn't you tell me that? That makes me so proud. That does not dissuade me from picking fights. That actually just makes me want to pick more fights.
All right, well, speaking of picking fights, though,
Woo!
In a fictional sense, though,
Aww.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged comes to an abrupt end.
Oh, well, I could see this one coming.
They promised season 4 after the Cell Saga wrapped up, but after several months of deliberation between all of them, they've decided that it's just not worth it to continue DBZ Abridged in the form that it has been in. I guess BoJack really burned them out.
Like, that sucks too, because BoJack was going to be great. But,
yeah,
I guess
they just tried and tried and tried, and they could not make the jokes happen, the script happen, and they realized that it just kind of like extended over to the Boo Saga, and
just like the real Boo Saga.
And they talked like, okay, well maybe we can do it like with the DBZ Abridged shorts that they're doing with like the CG 3D modeling, but that's way more work to do like full-on episodes with that.
Yeah.
So they can't do that, and they talked like they put out a video where it was Kaiser and Lanny, and they were both like on the verge of tears, like,
yeah,
we would rather cut it than try to shove through a product that we're not interested in anymore.
See, the problem is that, and not to be like, I told you so, like, because this isn't like really an I told you so, it's more like I knew this was going to happen, because the problem is that the Cell Saga ended, it is just like regular actual fucking DBZ, man. The Cell Saga ended so well, you should have just cut it there.
Yeah.
Like, everything, that shit wrapped up perfectly, the jokes were on point, you had your cool moment where you actually played the song from fucking, like, the original Japanese version of DBZ. Like, you did it. You actually abridged Dragon Ball Z all the way through all the good stuff. You should have stopped there, because you know as well as everybody else knows that the Boo part sucks. And then they didn't.
But it's... so Team 4 Star is going to continue. They're still doing the abridged shorts. They're just not going to come out regularly.
Right.
Because they do have fun doing those, but they're like 3 minutes long, and so that's a lot easier than doing like a 10-minute episode.
Right.
Of full animation. And they're going to continue like their Let's Plays and, whatever, and their reviews, and Moscow is doing his like breakdowns and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, DBZA as it stands is just, it's done.
Again, after Cell wrapped up, though, in my head, it was already done. Like, I was not interested in, like, I didn't watch any of the I was interested in BoJack, but that's because BoJack is Raw. But, like, any content after that, I was just, like, not interested in. And when I heard they put out, like, new stuff, I was like, I'm good, actually. My time with DBC Abridged is over. And I have moved past it. Kind of like when Hiroaka hit United States of Smash, and I went, I'm good, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. There's, like, points in, like, media where it might keep going, but you personally are emotionally fulfilled by it. And you don't actually have to keep watching after that, so.
Yeah. And but, it just, they've been doing this since, like, 2007. And it's like, You know, it's like they've become like icons in the fandom, and you know, it sucks. They promised it and they can't fulfill their promise, and you know, they talked about how like they understand if anyone wants to stop their Patreon subscriptions and whatnot, even though they've made it very clear that like the Patreon money does not go to Abridged, it goes to all their side projects.
Right. Well,
but,
yeah.
You know, like that's like, and you know, it is sad when like you lose the passion for something, and they did the right thing by cutting their losses and focusing on the content that they still enjoy making.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it's an issue of overextension. I mean, this happens with a lot of like internet projects. You know, it's like you put too much of yourself into it, and it's like, oh wait, no, this isn't fun anymore. It's just like it's a chore. Yeah,
when it becomes like when you know, especially with like a humor series like this, when you can't make the jokes work and your heart isn't in the jokes anymore.
Yeah,
they talked about like it's when a show goes on too long.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
you can tell when it stopped being fun for them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
sad to see it go, but
good,
you know,
good. Best of luck to all of them on everything they do. You know, Team 4-Star as it exists is still going to keep going, and that's great. You know, they still have tons of fun stuff. Like I want to check out their Kakarot LP because I have a feeling people who know the series like that intimately must have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, because I'm sure as fuck not going to play Kakarot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, boy, everything I heard about that, let's take a little divergence real fast. Everything I've heard about that game is like, man, you really could have made something special.
That commercial for Kakarot, where it's like the adult, like reminiscing about like all the great moments, like it shows like all these kids like growing up with Dragon Ball Z and all that. Like that commercial was fucking raw, and it's great. And then this game, like the game itself, is just like it doesn't hit.
It's just another. It's just another cheap Dragon Ball Z game, like every other one. And
like, you know, I thought like, oh wow, I've never seen a game that goes this in depth. Like every game is like, here's the story of Raditz through Boo again, right? But like, I've never
Mostly
seen.
It stops at Frieza.
I've never seen one that like goes this in depth with it.
Sure.
You know, and like that was cool. But
then apparently it stops going that in depth with it when it hits Boo.
Yeah,
it's like everything it's like. Dragon Ball Z is just like stop it, sell. No matter what you're doing, even if it's like if you're watching the anime, if you're doing the abridged series, if you're making DBZ Kakarot, stop it, sell is what I've learned in 3 stories so far. Like it's like everything about DBZ that you love goes to die at the Boo arc. You know?
And it just, like, this could have been, like, the game, like, the definitive Dragon Ball Z experience.
Sure.
And it ended up not meeting that potential, and that kind of sucks.
That kind of sucks.
Like, I've heard it's fine, but it's not, like, the jaw-dropping experience that we all kind of thought it would be when it's like, holy shit, that's literally the exact same panel-by-panel fight.
Yeah, and it turns out that they only spent money sometimes. Like, I was listening to Gigaboots today. Trunks is playable for 1 sequence.
Yeah, and he doesn't get to fight King Cold. He only fights Frieza.
It's like, oh man, you guys really... Okay. But it's just... It's the fault of Toei. Because apparently Toei and Bandai have a contract where Banco has to put out a DBC game every year to keep it?
That's really bad, because
that's insane.
If Kakarot had like 6 more months in the oven, it could have been really, really good.
But, you know, jeez. Yeah, it sucks. So it's just like, I mean, with that kind of system in place, it's like, so we'll probably never get like a truly great DBZ game. Like, that's the thing. You kind of just have to like be like, oh
yeah, you just have to play more Xenoverse. Go back to Xenoverse 2. That game's good.
They're still making fucking content.
There's still shit coming out. You know what I do like for Kakarot for one thing though?
What?
Which is that the villains in Xenoverse and and Android 21 are just now Dragon Ball characters.
You know what? If we can get a Xenoverse 3 that, like, looks and plays like Kakarot, that is a game I probably will pour 18,000 hours into, because it's like, I never wanted or even expected Xenoverse 2 to be good when I started playing it. That game is solely like I'm gonna make a character and they're gonna be friends with Goku, and that's all I ask. If you can make me another one of those, but with like better graphics, and like now that we've officially adapted like the arcs like 8,000 times, maybe we can get an original story like Dragon Ball Heroes. I know.
It's asking for a lot.
I'm asking for a lot to get like an actual original plot in a fucking Dragon Ball game. It's probably not gonna happen. But like, you know, if we could get that, that would be Kino.
That would be cool.
And then I wouldn't expect it to be good because I played Xenoverse 2. I don't think that game is particularly great, but it's fun. That's all I would ask.
Like you said, it gives you the experience you want, which is I am friends with Goku and Yamcha taught me the Wolf Fang Fist, and I was the one who beat Frieza. It was me. I did it.
It was me. I did it. Here's my Dragon Ball character.
Trunks
is my friend. And
I saved Trunks from Frieza. I am the hero.
It's me. And then, you know, like, give me an android race and like a few other races and I'll be good, you know?
Yeah.
Like, expand the race list to 6 instead of 3 and I'll shut the fuck up. But there's 4 in
there's Human, Saiyan, Namekian, and Frieza race. And Boo, there's 5.
And Boo, there's 5. So expand it to like 8.
Yeah.
You know? And then, like, I would think it'd be really funny to have, like, whatever the fuck Jace is.
Yeah!
Which is just, like, Space Australian. Like, yeah, give me that. That would be cool. You know? And then androids, and then there's one other that we were talking about once that I thought would be cool. I can't remember now. Oh, well. Cell clone race. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. Where you can all just have a bunch of different cells. But yeah, no. It's just, like, we could have a great dragon. We could have a fun Xenoverse 3 if they built it off the bones of Kakarot. So
yeah, for sure.
Maybe next gen.
So, moving on.
Yes.
EVO 2020 lineup announced. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to returns for special tournament. MK11 is out. The roster for EVO is really, really good this year.
Just the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 thing alone has me hyped.
That's like, super nuts. It is Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Samurai Showdown, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Tekken 7, Under Night in Birth, and then a MVC 2 Invitational, which is super unexpected. I'm really excited to watch that. I haven't seen Marvel 2 in years, and that's going to be really fun to watch.
Official Marvel 4 announcement. Let's go. Let's go.
I feel like we're going to get a Capcom versus announcement. It might not be Marvel.
That'd be cool. That'd be fine. I'll take Capcom versus.
I'll take Capcom versus SNK or something, or Capcom versus Capcom.
I was about to say, just call it Capcom versus, and have it just be like Capcom properties fighting each other. You know, like go full internal.
Yeah, anything would be great. I'm really hoping for just a versus announcement. But if we don't get one, it'll be really fun to just watch some Marvel 2 again.
Oh my god, absolutely. Marvel 2 is great. So, yeah, everything else about EVO, I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's fine. But, like, the Marvel 2 thing is what really caught my eye. Like, yes, let's fucking go. And the Tekken fight scene is just, like, the hypest fight scene on the internet, so...
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
That's just hype.
But it'll be interesting watching Fighters, because I think the Season 3 stuff will have hit by then.
Yeah, let's go.
So Season 3 was announced. They're adding Ultra Instinct Goku, boo. They're adding Kefla, yay.
Yay!
Actually, Ultra Instinct Goku does look pretty cool. He does this stuff where, like, he has, like, a dodge mechanic where he will, like, sidestep all of your attacks and everything. That looks pretty cool.
Here is my bargain. My bargain is this. We get rid of Kid Goku and we replace him with UI Goku. That's it. That's my bargain.
Right now we do have a full roster of 6 different people who, not just Goku, Vegito, and Gogeta and Bardock. Like, there are 6 characters named Goku now.
Yeah.
There's base Super Saiyan and there's Blue. There's Goku Black. There's GT Goku and Ultra Instinct Goku.
That's insane. We don't need any more Gokus. Put Bulma in a mech suit, for God's sakes.
And then Season 3 also has a bunch of really, really cool stuff. They're just turning fighters into Marvel 3 now because you get to pick your assist for your characters, which means that the tier list will explode.
Right.
Because now a lot of characters are way more viable because you can give them a beam assist. Mm-hmm. They're adding a new level 3 for Ginyu, I saw, where the Ginyu Force actually comes in and beats people up.
Oh, hell yeah.
They changed Krillin so that you can pick between Senzu Bean and Rock now.
Oh, okay.
It's just like it's just a different input for Rock versus Bean.
Okay.
Which is amazing. He's gonna be so fucking viable now. Like everyone has beam assist, which means like all these characters are gonna like start showing up now in tournaments because now you can actually pick them.
Right. Instead of the same 6 guys in every tournament. Yeah.
Because there's so many characters where it's like they're good, but their assist is terrible, and I can't use them with my rest of my team.
Right.
So like that's amazing. The new character select screen looks cool, just aesthetically.
Yes, it does.
They've done a lot of just like cool tweaks and stuff to make things a little better. Certain things will only take half a bar instead of a full bar now.
Right.
The snapback and it's quicker when a character comes in, so you have less time to like get bodied if you have to snap at a new character. Mm-hmm. There's less time for like the offensive player to like prepare their next attack. Mm-hmm. And more aesthetically, they're adding a Goku and Frieza versus Jiren dramatic finish, which is great because that's like one of the best moments in anything ever.
It's one of the best moments in DBs.
Yeah.
In DB, because I mean, Super is not Z, but whatever.
Like that moment is one of the rawest things ever. And the only downside is that it doesn't involve 17, which he really should be there. He won.
17 won, man.
He was the winner of the tournament. It should be Goku 17 Frieza versus Jiren team.
Does 17 have a dramatic finish against Jiren?
No, because I mean, like for the most part, it was it was Goku and Frieza doing most of the heavy lifting, and they disqualified themselves so that 17 could win.
Right.
But you know, it would still be cool to just see 17 like doing his support like he did in the anime.
Yeah, because it was cool. 17's my boy.
It was fucking raw. Also, they announced so on top of UI Goku and Kefla, they're announcing 2 more characters. Most likely it's going to be 6 because every other season had 6 characters.
Right.
We're also running out of characters it could be.
They're probably going to put Roshi in. Ooh, let's do predictions now, you and me. Roshi's getting in.
I think Roshi for sure. I think they're going to do another GT rep. I think it'll be one of the Shenrons.
Okay.
I don't want it to be any of them, but it might be one of them.
Pan actually just got a new redesign for DB Heroes. That's really
Pan
cute.
would be a good pick.
Pan would be a good pick. I'd like to see. That's just a personal. Like, there's just not enough playable female characters in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And Pan is cute, and her DB Heroes redesign is really good. Like, her GT design is extremely 90s. But her Heroes redesign is pretty tight. So big ups for that. Roshi's probably getting in. I'm trying to think. There'd probably be more like Tournament of Power characters getting in.
They could put like some more of those in. I don't know anyone off the top of my head. It would be
right.
But like they're also
movie characters.
Yeah, there's tons of movie characters they could put in. Tapion.
Oh god, cool. Yes, fuck yes. Let's do that. That would be cool. Pycon and Tapion, put them both in.
And I'm betting if they announce like a new movie or actually, you know what? I'm betting one of them will be Toma or Mira from Xenoverse, yeah. I think it might be one of them.
That would be cool. Toa or Mira getting in.
Yeah.
And like then probably being, you know how like 17 is like in part of 18's moveset. Mm-hmm. Like
it might just be both of them. Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool. They have cool designs. I actually really like Toa and Mira's designs. I don't know if they'll reach for Xenoverse 2 references. I hope so. I think they have cool designs. They're cool characters. Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot to pick from that would be really interesting to get some different stuff in. But we all agree for sure, 100% Roshi's getting in.
Like, he better get in. Like, he deserves it, man.
Put Roshi in.
Did you see that bit in the manga that people were really mad about with Roshi?
No.
Where he fucking started dodging all of Jiren's attacks.
Yes!
So good, like...
Clown on Jiren more.
It's not in the anime, it's a manga-only thing where Roshi's like, technique can beat raw power any day, and he just starts fucking, like, clowning on Jiren.
Oh, God, please. I would start reading the Super manga if 90% of it was just making Jiren look like a clown. Because I hate that fucking character. And it's just so lame to have Super end with Jiren.
And everyone got like all the fans got like so mad because it's the most bullshit it's ever been. But I'm like, this is the greatest.
This is the best it's ever been. What are you talking about? Let's go. Yeah.
Like, fuck you and your strength. I've been training my whole goddamn life.
You think I can't see you throwing a punch? You bald-headed fuck.
People were joking like he's bald and he wears a sunglasses, so you can't see that he actually did tap into Ultra Instinct.
Ultra Instinct. Roshi Blanco.
He already is Blanco. He has a white beard.
He's got a white beard. Yeah, there you go. All right, what's next?
So, this one's fun. Hackers are dropping violent two-headed skeletons into Red Dead Online and thus making it a better game. This is just one of those short little, like, joke, like, fun articles. It's just, like, one of the mod scenes that's going on, is that, yeah, just like it says, there's a new skeleton enemy that has two heads, and they're just being dropped into the game.
Awesome. Perfect.
That's cool. There should be more wacky shit like this in games. Especially
in, like, your So Serious Rockstar Games Presents fucking game. No, fuck you. So, I love the idea of a two-headed skeleton.
So, interestingly, this has been the article, quote, this two-headed skeleton isn't an original modded creation. In fact, it has been found in the game since launch. It can be found in the wreckage of a traveling circus freak show, where someone with two heads seemingly became trapped and died. All that remains of the game is their skeleton. The same skeleton model is now being used to attack random players.
Awesome. So the revenge of the freaks. I love it.
That's really cool.
We accept her, one of us. We accept her, one of us. Google gobble, Google gobble.
And then it just starts strangling you.
Yeah, perfect. I love it.
Yeah. So that was fun. Also, this is fun. Persona 5 Royal is updating controversial homophobic scenes for its Western release. Good. Take that shit out. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. I don't know if they're just going to, like, soften the dialogue or just cut the scene early.
I think I read somewhere that, and I cannot confirm this, and frankly, I almost don't believe it because it gives Atlas more credit than I think they should be given. But I read somewhere that the scene originally with the two gay guys in Shinjuku, was more like, hey, want to go get a drink with us, honey? You know, and it was less like Ryuji is going to be kidnapped by these two gay guys.
Right.
And it was just like Ryuji was just like, no, bro, I'm underage, you know, like underage for like drinking. And it was like that kind of a joke because Ryuji is a punk kid. Why should he care about drinking? But, and then at like the American translation, Persona 5 with its famously pretty not great translation in a lot of sequences, it made it even worse.
Yeah.
Which is not, I mean, like, let's be real, like, the two gay guys in P5, just as, like, a visual representation, are not terribly charitable. Like, even if they censor it, or
of course
even if they fix it, it's still just like, because it's just like the two. Again, this is a thing we've talked about extensively on this podcast. You cannot make a game about a bunch of people living on the margins of society that also makes fun of queer Japanese people. You can't. I'm sorry. Because nobody lives on the margins of society more, especially in certain parts of Japan. You know, like it's just not great. So even if they do soften the language, like the actual representation, the only two canonically gay characters in Persona 5 are joke characters.
It's still not great, but it's better.
And I mean, like, as much as I'm still rolling my eyes. I'm not buying the Royal. I have no interest in the Royal. Everything I've seen of it is just like, boy, what if the Golden was less interesting? So like, I'm not buying the Royal. But I do respect that it has made the psychopaths on Twitter absolutely lose their minds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite part.
We're getting people who are like, Reset Era forced them to do this. And it's like, Reset Era has like 10,000 people on it. No one gives a shit about what Reset Era says.
Yeah. If you think... What was something Invenian said on Twitter? If you think something is good because Reset Era doesn't like it, you are a burden to everybody around you. It's like,
yeah, that's true. It's 100% true. And this is this thing where like these people like are so like victim complex oriented that they earnestly believe everything is a conspiracy, and that this community is literally forcing developers to cater to their whims. Like,
instead of it being probably what is actually true, which is someone going, boy, people really didn't like that, huh? Which is the truth. I fucking hate it.
The truth, the more easily acceptable thing is them going, hey, you know what? That was bad on our part. We should fix that while we have the chance.
While the opportunity is still there. And I mean, like I said, sometimes that still burns bridges. I'm still kind of like about Persona 5 because of stuff like that. So, but good on them for at least making the attempt.
Yeah.
Now let's see what happens with like Scramble and P6. Hashino is gone from Team Persona now, so maybe we can get something that doesn't make me want to like claw my eyes out. But
so yeah, just generally good news on that. Here's some more good news. Kickstarter employees win historic union election.
Woo! Let's go! Unionize your workplace. Bernie Sanders won Nevada, and Kickstarter just unionized.
How much you want to bet every game journalist out there is writing that article for their whatever company they work for and going, huh?
Well,
interesting.
Kotaku actually is unionized. And let me think. I think Kotaku is the only games outlet that's unionized right now.
Yeah, I don't know if Polygon is or
Polygon. Polygon has a union.
Okay,
good. At least I think they have a union, or they're in the beginning talks of unionizing, one or the other. But there is definitely like a union culture being formed at Polygon. So Kotaku is unionized. Polygon is nebulously unionized. But yeah, fuck yeah for Kickstarter unionizing. That rules. That owns.
Awesome.
Good for them. More places should unionize. Yeah. All of the industry should unionize ASAP.
Let's see more companies take this as a chance to do that.
Grind Bobby Kotick's bones beneath their wheels.
Yeah.
Feed Bobby Kotick to the Ravens. This podcast does not actually endorse any violence against Bobby Kotick, maybe.
This podcast does not advocate the cool crime of hurting Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But also, I mean, I'd chip into your bail fund.
Unofficially.
Unofficially, with my own dollars, not with the Gorge dollars.
This is a lot like every time you say something radical in Disco Elysium, and Kim has to be like, his statements do not reflect the actual beliefs of our...
The RCMP, yeah, that's it. Oh my god.
So, hey, did the announcement of Street Fighter V at EVO get you excited to play more Street Fighter V online?
You shouldn't be.
It shouldn't. Because Capcom launches netcode fix for Street Fighter V breaks mods.
Look.
So here's the story if you guys don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right. We never talked about this.
So the netcode for Street Fighter V is busted. It's always been busted. Someone fixed it. An unofficial mod came out and fixed the netcode.
What's the note say? I know you have that in front of you. Please tell me you have that.
So it was the article is just about the new netcode launch, but I don't have a previous article pulled up, but like the idea of it was that this unofficial mod came out and fix the netcode. And in response, Capcom was like, okay, well, we'll fix the netcode for real. And everyone kind of thought, oh, they're just going to take that mod and like incorporate it into, you know, the game, like as an official level, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. They instead tried their own hand at it with a new update that broke the mod that fixed it and didn't improve the netcode at all.
Yeah. So the best part of this is the part that Ben hasn't said. So the original netcode fix was posted to r/Street Fighter on Reddit, and the best part is the original post that says, this took a bit over 2 days to make, while Capcom hasn't patched the bug for 4 years. Oh. Most of that was reverse engineering. It would take like 30 minutes with the source code. Mike Z even made a tweet pinpointing the cause of the bug during the beta.
That's
Fix
right.
your shit, Cap Clown.
God,
that is incredible.
So, I don't play Street Fighter V. I don't play a lot of fighting games.
I don't play fighting games.
Like, the two of us are definitely just observers as far as fighting games go. But even I have to look at Street Fighter V and be like, this sucks.
Listen, this is the price we pay. This is the monkey's paw, people, okay? The monkey's paw was, I want Capcom's single-player games to be good again. And then that paw curled inward.
And the cost was their fighting games division.
The cost was the fighting games division, and because it sucks shit.
It sucks because honestly, looking at Five's roster, it has the coolest roster in, I think, ever.
Sure.
It's got.
I just wish it looked better.
It's got everyone you would want, like all the core members are there, and it's got a ton of crazy picks. Fucking Lucia, who has not been seen since the SNES.
Right.
Gets in with her dope fucking Brooklyn accent.
Right.
And Cody is there in his fucking slick-ass mayor suit, looking rad as hell.
Right.
Like, all of these really, really cool characters, and they're in a game with broken netcode where the mechanics are not nearly as good as they were in 4.
Right, yeah. That's the shame of it, is it's everything I have heard from, as an outsider talking to people who do play it, is that Street Fighter V is just not as good. I mean, it's still one of the biggest fighting games in the world, but that's solely off of brand recognition.
Yeah,
like,
it's
Street Fighter
Street Fighter
is the fighting game. You know, that's it. And it's just like, but I mean, you know, sorry people, I don't play fighting games. If this is the cost to like have Devil May Cry and Resident Evil and Monster Hunter and like maybe Dino Crisis and a bunch of other stuff, like, if this is the price, I will happily pay it over and over again.
Now, if Capcom does actually announce a versus game at Evo, then, you know, maybe this is their chance to redeem themselves. But
we should also be prepared for the pendulum to swing the other way, and for, like, I don't know, DMC Devil May Cry 2 to get announced. You know?
No, they put out the Virgil DLC, and it's fucking garbage. Marvel vs. Capcom 4 comes out. They put out the Virgil DLC, but it's just 3 Virgil, and he has no voice lines.
Oh, how dare you!
And it's just the same levels.
You did it. You found the worst possible way.
It's the same levels with no cutscenes, but Marvel vs. Capcom 4 has the best roster of any fighting game of all time.
Right.
That's your option.
The monkey's paw curls inward.
But Virgil's really good at MVC4.
He's just as broken in MVC4 as he was in 3.
But the actual Virgil DLC for Devil May Cry 5 is garbage.
It's just trash. Fine. I accept that. I accept this because it would be actually really raw to see MVC come back and be good.
Here is the question, Sarah, as you are a Virgil fangirl.
Absolutely.
Would you be okay if Virgil's presence in MVC4, a game you probably won't play, was really strong, he had a really strong personality and his moves looked really cool, and the Virgil DLC for 5 sucked?
Depends on how much we're talking suck.
like if it's
bad,
if it's no cutscenes and Virgil plays worse than he did in 3.
Oh, I can't accept that trade, man. Because, I mean, as cool as I would like to see it, like, MVC4 would have to just look stellar. Like, it would have to be just incredibly off the wall good for me to be like, that's acceptable.
If it had this, like, amazing comic book, like, right from the pages art style.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Virgil had unique dialogue with every character.
Sure.
And
if it was just really, like, the whole game was just, like, really fleshed out, then, like, maybe. But even then, I'd probably still be extremely salty. Like, I would turn into a pillar of salt. Like Lot's wife. It would be horrible. I don't know if I could do it, man, because I'm just like, it should have been there at the base game of DMC5, but that's not a conversation we're ready to have yet.
No.
Anyways.
Speaking of things that are disappointing to one of us personally.
Oh no.
Prince of Persia returns!
Oh, you poor bastard.
As a VR escape room with the Dagger of Time.
God.
Again, like at the Ubisoft press conference, I was actually mad when I saw this article. So,
let me tell you how much I've come to hate.
So if you guys don't know, I don't really say it a lot, but I wake up every day wishing for a sequel to Pop 08.
It's never gonna happen, buddy. It's been 12 years
Prince
now.
of Persia 2008 was one of my favorite games on that generation. Like, no doubt. I know it's not a very good game, but the aesthetic and the back and forth between the characters and the presentation and just the thrill of running around was so strong for me that I absolutely adore this game. And every time I'm like, more Prince of Persia content? Can we get, like, some more Prince of Persia content? The PS2 trilogy were fucking three of my favorite games ever. I don't talk about them a lot, but, like, they really stand out as great games. Even 2. I did like Warrior Within.
Look, that was the thing that happened in the PS2, was there was, like, a 3-game series, and the second one was, like, really edgy for some reason. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
But I'm just, like, not like this. Not like this.
It is just... Oof.
That's just insulting.
What more can I say but yikes?
Yeah.
You know, like...
Please, Ubisoft, can I just have, like, a little Prince of Persia as a treat?
Little Prince of
Persia.
It's never gonna happen. Ben cannot have Little Prince of Persia because,
Can Elika come back in some manner, please?
Elika for Smash.
They should put the prince in Smash. That would be cool, actually.
But they never will. Ubisoft doesn't make video games like that. You've seen how things have been going for them lately. Like, the only, like, surefire hit they've got on their hands right now is fucking Rainbow Six Siege. And that took, like 2 years to get good. And everything else has been, like, severely delayed. We don't know where Beyond Good and Evil 2 is. Again.
That's never coming out.
That fucking thing is never coming out. We are more likely to get a new Prince of Persia than we are to get Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Remember when they showed that cinematic trailer and then nothing happened ever?
And then nothing happened, yeah.
Wasn't it the one where fucking Joseph
Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah, he came out on stage and he's like, "Give us your free art and we won't pay you for it."
Yeah. Yeah, and then he fell off the face of the earth too, because everyone's like, "Wait, you're running a scam." Yeah, no, that's the state of Ubisoft right now. They live and die entirely by Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell.
Assassin's Greed, because they're using.
I gotta go. Please tell me this podcast is almost over. Horrible. Get out.
No, we do have 2 more articles though.
Alright, let's do this.
One of them is pretty big, the other one's pretty small, but we'll get through this one. 11 things we learned about Animal Crossing New Horizons from today's Nintendo Direct.
Yay!
It was a really good Direct, actually.
I'm so excited. Somebody buy me a Switch.
Tons of really cool stuff, including things like being able to terraform your island.
We are in full Fallout 4, baby.
Like,
it's about to get bad.
That is neat. Having up to 8 people simultaneously on one island is really cool. Yay! Unfortunately, there are no cloud saves. I don't know why. I think Nintendo's just afraid of the internet still.
Nintendo and
but they are offering a backup thing.
Right.
So originally it was like a one-time thing, but they got rid of that in the re-release of their Direct.
Oh, I don't know.
So I think that might just mean they're just like, you can back up as many times as you want. Little other things. There's a bunch of free updates and stuff coming. They're just going to keep adding like furniture and whatnot to it.
Yay! I love that.
You know, characters are coming back. Obviously, Isabel's going to be back. All the mainstays are back.
Isabel was on a Direct drinking a whiskey. I feel you, girl. I
feel
you, girl.
In her tropical shirt, just like sipping on a whiskey on the rocks. Good
you know
for
what?
her.
Valid. Good. You deserve that. Put Isabel's Hawaiian shirt in Smash.
The building, the house building, and the aesthetics, the museum in this game looks amazing.
Oh my god, I'll actually do something with museum this time.
Right?
I'm excited.
Just, you know, it's gonna be a fucking really good Animal Crossing game. I'm excited.
It's gonna be fucking Animal Crossing in the best way possible. Let's go. Absolutely.
Also, once again, Nintendo fucking killing it with these Directs in general. The presentation of it as, like, a travel guide.
Yes.
With, like, a pleasant narrator going over, talking about all the fun things you can do.
I'm so happy.
There is a rumor that because, like, the Switch doesn't really have, like, a reset function, that Mr. Rossetti lost his job.
Oh no.
But got a new job as the helicopter pilot that rescues you if you get lost on your island.
Yes.
So, good for him. Good for him.
Yes, awesome. Great.
Also, they showed off that new lizard neighbor you can get.
Yes.
He's gonna be like everyone's favorite.
Oh my god.
They look
all
really
of the
cool.
new villagers just look excellent. Like,
they do.
All of the new designs are so good. I am unbearably stoked for Animal Crossing. Like, I have been waiting for this game, because, I mean, obviously, I've mentioned I love Stardew Valley, I love building houses in Fallout 4. If you give me a fucking land with some stuff in it, they just kind of, like, point me at it and go make something. I'm like, yeah, let's go! This is, I'm gonna be a cute little girl on an island, building a house, and, you know, having a good old time. I'm gonna live my dream again.
Talking to a bunch of fun animals who want to trade you furniture.
And making outfits and being cute.
They did show the Able Sisters coming back, because I'm super excited about that. And you can import your if you played Pocket, the Animal Crossing mobile game, you can import your designs and stuff into that.
Good.
So that's all cool. Yeah, I just this is going to be like the definitive Animal Crossing for a while.
I'm ready. Good, because it's been a minute, because Pocket doesn't count.
And then we got one more that just happened today.
Okay.
New Streets of Rage 4 trailer with the fifth level character, Floyd, who has robot arms.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
And more exciting than that is 4-player multiplayer couch co-op. 2-player online co-op.
Yes!
Finally,
we're living in the future we've always dreamed of. Oh, thank God.
That's
so we can actually play that one.
That's for sure happening at some point.
Hell yes.
Definitely on the channel.
Absolutely on the channel. Happen. Get excited. I hope you're all looking forward to it, because I sure as hell am. That's exactly what, because I haven't played River City Girls yet, because it's like I don't have anybody to play it with. Although that new Steam thing kind of lets you do that, right?
It did, but I don't think it's officially out yet, so we can't use it.
Bullshit.
But yeah, boy, Streets of Rage 4 still looks fucking great.
Looks amazing. Haven't seen the new trailer yet, but
yeah,
I mean, I'll link
it to you after this. But cool. That just came out today, and I was just awesome.
Oh, I have one little sliver of news, because I have to be on brand at all times, and it's just, you're gonna roll your eyes. I don't care. So Aniplex announced today that they are actually going to be starting a visual novel line.
Ooh.
Like an actual official, line where they have a way to release visual novels from Japan onto Steam. Like, they are going to be the go-between for that. This is exciting because there is still no official legal translation of Fate Stay Night Rialta Nua, which is like the re-release for the PSP. You can't play that legally anywhere in the United States. Like, one of the biggest, basically the biggest visual novel of all time, you cannot play it legally in the United States.
Like, the Fate thing that all this other Fate stuff comes from, and you can't play it.
You can't play it. But Aniplex owns the rights to Fate, and also they own the visual novel licensing rights to Fate, and they are prohibitively expensive. That's why nobody has licensed Fate in the United States yet, is because they're super expensive. So Aniplex has been holding on to it, and I mean, the two games, I didn't see what they were, but the two games they announced for this new line are not Fate. There's something else that will be out on Steam fairly soonishly. So they're going to have that out, and then I'm sure more to come, which is exciting because we really don't have, we have, dating sims. There's a couple, there's Otome games on Steam, and there's dating sims and stuff like that. But we still don't really have a good line for visual novels here in the United States. I don't think you can legally read, what is that anime? What is that fucking visual novel? Because everybody's always yelling at me to read this damn thing. Umineko. Umineko no Nakukoro ni is...
That's not out in English, really?
There's a fan translation.
There's a fan patch, yeah, but I thought it was out officially. Wow.
I don't think Umineko is out officially in the United States. Well, no. Did it get a PS3 port? I could be totally wrong. Anyways, but we still don't have, a good lifeline to get consistent visual novel releases in the United States. We still rely a lot on fan translators and stuff like that, which, obviously, they do the work of God.
Right.
So let us actually read. Hollow Arasha is the sequel to Stay Night, and that obviously was entirely fan translated. There's just no way to read any of this stuff here in the United States. So I think it's really cool to actually have a lifeline to hopefully get more of the big releases in an officially on Steam, so you can just pay money and give the money to the creators who made these games,
Yeah.
Instead of having to rely on pirated. As much as the Gorge does not endorse the extremely cool crime of piracy, that's kind of the only way you can play these games right now, and you can't give any money to the original creators that way. So this is cool. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
So that was my one little sliver of news. I literally saw it on my Twitter right before we started this call. I saw it. I was like, "Oh, cool, exciting. That's nice." So I like visual novels. Okay, we're done.
I think that's it. Yeah. So thank you, Broke Free for background music. You can follow me on Twitter at thegorgepodcast. You can follow Sara at radioinactivity. You can email us at thegorgepodcast@gmail.com. And hey, again, if you want to help us out and you want to listen to Sara talk about the Fate universe, the Naziverse, even more than she does already, if you want to do that once a month, go and subscribe, go and donate to our Patreon. At $200, we will start That's Hell You're Walking Into, a podcast where Sara tells me about Fate against my will.
I staple his eyeballs open like that scene in A Clockwork Orange, and I just have a slide that's pointing out the various versions of your. This is Alaya. This is Akasha. Pay attention. There will be a quiz.
It's that old Penny Arcade comic where I think he's talking about the new civilization, and he's like, "Have you heard about the new civilization? Yes. Have you really? No. I thought if I said yes, I would get through this fast enough." And he says, "No. Well, now you fucked up. Now you get the long version."
That's it. That's us.
That's it.
That's that podcast. Ben tried to get away from it, and now he can't escape. Sad to say, he's been friends with me so long now, he just has to put up with this, because otherwise I might explode, frankly. I might actually explode into little giblets. So please, for the sake of my giblets, staying inside of my body, go to patreon.com/thegorge to subscribe. Thanks.
And if you want to listen to Sara talk about other things that aren't Fate, but also talk to people who aren't me, you can listen to Sara's other podcast.
But why would you want to listen to me talk to anybody other than you, buddy?
I don't know, but you should tell them anyway.
Hey, I am in another podcast that is quite good and very charming called Big Gay Nerds, where me and a bunch of cool queer friends get together and we play different tabletop games. We try out lots of different systems. We have a lot of fun. We didn't get back to Blades in the Dark. We wanted to, but it's coming, I swear. In the meantime, they've been doing Worldwide Wrestling, which is obviously a wrestling tabletop game. We did a one-shot called Cyberpunk, which is a hack of lasers and feelings that you should come check out. It's really, really funny. I was in physical pain from how much I was smiling by the end of that episode. So yeah, come check us out at soundcloud.com/biggaynerds, and you can find the rest of our social media there. Thanks.
Alright, that'll do it for us. Man, we got an easy one this time. Fuck Randy Pitchford.
Oh my god, you read my mind!
Shut up, Randy.
Shut up. Fuck, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're on the same wavelength as me. I was like, Ben's not gonna know what the hell to say fuck to this time. And I was ready. I was like, I'm gonna say fuck Randy Pitchford, because I still hate that fucking bastard.
This one was super easy. Not even anything egregious. Just shut up, dude.
I'm just so tired of him existing and knowing that he's making money off of video games. That alone makes me angry. Fuck that guy.
Good night, everyone.
And fuck Liz Warren. Bernie won Nevada. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go, baby.
Feel the burn.
Fuck Liz Warren. Fuck Pete Buttigieg. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Mike Bloomberg. Let's fucking go. Feel the burn.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.